I picked her up because the guy that had her in the box was all nodding out and stuff. And, she came home, and the first morning, Gloria was like a 150-pound Rottweiler, but she was very gentle and sweet. And little baby Lily, when she woke up, she saw this huge dog. The first thing she did was went right up to her, and she was like, arf, arf, arf. And Gloria was just like, wow. She was very, very tiny, the first couple of weeks. And then she got really big very quick. But there's kind of two reasons around her name. One, when I lived on Shotwell Street, the lady beneath me's daughter's name was Liliana, and she died when she was 14 too from cancer. And she was a really good friend of mine, and she worked on tenants' rights for our whole unit because we were all becoming victims of an owner move-in and eviction. Now I think about Liliana because, I used to hear her mom, Ramona, crying after she died, and it was so sorrowful, it came up through my bed. And now I know how, I remember how it feels to be a mom and crying. It's hard, it's really hard, and I want to be at the place where I'm not crying anymore, but I've been crying all day. And the other reason I named her Lily is that we call her Little for a little bit, and then I realized she had a sense of humor. And when she was a toddler and she started teething, right? And one day I came into our apartment and I felt kind of like Alice in Wonderland. I couldn't figure out why I felt taller or everything felt smaller. Something was going on. She had chewed the, the little wood pegs underneath your couch. She had chewed them all off, so the couch was actually lower. And when I figured it out, she scooted across the floor and she was laughing at me. She was like, "Ha, you see, Mama, you see, that's funny. I changed everything." And so I was like, "Oh my God, you're silly." And she was super fast. I told Muddy, my first son, I told him, just teach her everything you know. And one of the things, and he took that very literally, he taught her how to pee with her leg up, which is not how little girls usually pee, little girl dogs. And he would just do these crazy laps around La Raza Park. And I figured out I could let her go as long as there was Muddy to chase around the park, And she became the fastest dog in the park, which became an ordeal because the fastest dog up until Lily had been this dog named Monk. And we literally had a contest between Lily and Monk. And Monk's dad was really athletic and he could throw, really far. And he threw really far. Lily totally, what do you call it? Jet streamed through the air, caught the ball, and zoomed. And the little boy dog was so upset that he lost that he went over and bit her thigh, and that's why she had that little scar on her thigh. And I couldn't believe that he bit her because they were best of friends. And then he started, he licked it clean for her, and he was really ashamed. But he, in a moment of just rage, because he had been the fastest dog up until Lily. And she was just such a wonderful little baby and toddler. It was amazing. She had to grow into her ears. That was for certain. Yeah, her feet and her ears were huge when she was a baby. And, but, you know, that was just moments, and, you know, the next day she was like a big dog. And, and that didn't make my landlord very happy, and I got a lot of pressure about that, and then I got evicted about that, which ended up being fine because I wouldn't give anything up to have not spent the last 14 years with Lily. And she was really, you know, she was really happy when we lived in the wilderness for, I think it was almost 4 months straight. We lived in a tent together in the wilderness, and we guarded a pot farm. And she had this troop of chickens that she herded. Like, she herded them, and it was like she was thought also that she was like a mama duck, right? Like, the chickens would follow behind her. And this one lady that came up to trim, she's like, you know, the day that Lily figures out that that's chicken, you're gonna have a problem. Well, Lily never figured out that that was chicken, but she was afraid this one dog that came up there was gonna figure out that that was chicken, and I've never seen her be so aggressive, but she was a really good mama. And she was such a good mama that she had what's called a hysterical pregnancy when she was, became a young lady, and which was really alarming to me because I could not figure out, I mean, I had kept her indoors while she was in heat, and I could not figure out why her belly was swelling and her nipples were swelling. I was like, oh my God, how did this happen? I didn't want her to have puppies, you know? And so we went to the doctor, and the doctor said, the oven's on, but there's no buns in the oven. She is a natural mother. She's going to do the most protective thing that female dogs are known to do, which is do a test run before they have their first litter. And he said, just go to the store and buy her a bunch of little stuffed animals and let her nest. And once she's nested, her heat will either stop or she'll go back into heat. So I went to the store and got her all these little things that I thought looked like little puppies, right? And I like put them down for her, and she didn't care about them whatsoever. Actually, none of the dogs did. And all of a sudden I heard all this racket, and she was throwing all of the stuff out of my closet, like everything. She was just throwing it out. And then she dragged in a bunch of gym socks and circled around them. And sat there just as pretty as could be, like, my babies are beautiful and stinky. I'm like, oh my. And then I was really afraid that Mama Gloria was going to eat the gym socks, but she just kind of looked in and went, wow. You know? And that's when I figured out, like, this was a really uniquely loving creature. Like, her soul was so loving, and she brought so much love as she grew older into Access of Love and into our community center. She was really the co-pilot there. I used to love just like running down to work with her and walking home with her. Nothing ever made me feel more safe and more like just loved than watching her love everybody else and have such an easy time with it, you know? And then when, you know, we opened up Sanctuary together, she fell in love when she was, I guess, you know, in dog years, she was probably 19, 20, somewhere in there, with this big dog named Toro. And she was smitten like a kitten, and she really didn't, she had one love in her life, and that was her big love, you know. And I want to thank everybody that, you know, has gathered here today. And if you have, you know, any stories to share, please feel free. I know it was hard to get here today, and we don't have the space for very long. But one thing I do feel is that Lily really needs to feel our love sort of across the dimensions. She really wants to she's just always, you know, wanting love and wanting everybody to feel her love, you know, and I feel a presence in my home, you know, I don't feel like she's leaving, I just feel like she changed and her presence is still here, and it just really, it's been, you know, I haven't slept for probably 7 months, and I feel a little bit crazy, and I've been crying in public and all of that, but, you know, she lived, you know, when her last, you know, visit with the doctor, you know, the vet said she was way over 100 years old, and it was extremely rare for a larger girl to keep going that long. And the thing is, me and Lily didn't want to leave each other, so you guys got to let her know that I'm okay. Like, I think she was a little bit worried about me, and I'm okay. You know, I just miss her terribly. So I don't know if John has
I just wanted to mention the last time
go ahead, Frank. Come on up. I mean, if anybody has anything to say, please.
I worked on Lily the last couple of times because I've been working on Lily since she was a puppy, doing my little healing thing. So the last 2 times, the last time I worked on her, she was horizontal and it was really close to the end. And I got down, I crawled over, and she knew it was me. You know, her eyes were gone, and as soon as I started putting some energy on her crown chakra, because that's where they lead for the crown chakra, she just really went into it. And I think that's really a few days later when she left, but she recognized me. She knew her healer. She knew who I was.
She knows I'll go for it.
So she left, and I know I'll see her again. I know she's probably running around with Chelsea, my dog, and I'll see her when I get there. So thank you.
Oh, thank you for being, you know, she loved having me here. Gil, did you want to speak?
Yeah, you go ahead. I took care of Lily for a few years, and Lily was a very rare dog. And when I used to take her to the park, I used to see Lily as, you know, that character in Star Wars, Yoda?
Yeah.
It's a wise old, tiny little thing, you know? But anyway, the thing is that Lily used to see other dogs come up and bark at her, and she would just ignore them. And, you know, I don't know. I kind of looked up to her because she seemed like a wise old dog that was beyond all this, and maybe even smiling at the younger dogs for their foolishness.
Seems like a little dog, agreed. She really liked to ever, you know, she loved it when to be read to, you know. I think she liked the storytelling, and she liked to feel the familyness, you know, and she loved Rob. She loved Rob, Papa Rob, so much, you know, and she started loving ducks and chickens, and she got this whole collection from her Papa Rob of all these sort of chickens, you know, which I'm archiving, you know. I can't bear to part with any of her chickens. And what she'd do is you know, when someone come over, she'd run up to them with the chicken in her mouth, you know, and it was a very sweet greeting. And
that was her greeting.
That was her greeting, you know. She would bring one of her wonderful ducks or chickens that were prized, that were given to her by Rob, who she just adored and loved so much, and you know.
Like a little girl brings a lei, she brought you a chicken.
Yeah, exactly. It's her form of a lei. And one of the things that she learned when we moved to where we live now is that she learned Lily was very pure and loving, but she had this one little thing. She had a little sneaky streak in her, which had a lot to do with cat food, and a lot to do with cat food, which is far too rich for puppies' bellies. But you know, she was very strategic about it. She'd wait till everybody had smoked a joint and were in conversation, and then she'd make a beeline for the cat food, and she did that up until she could no longer walk. And when she was just barely walking, I would be like, where is she? Oh my God, you know, like just a little bit of movement became cautious at a point. And she'd be right in there in the cat food, you know, and just looking at me like, why are you taking this from me?
She trained you.
She trained me well, and she loved me so well. I mean, I don't know how she knew everything that she knows, and how she knows how to love and do it so well and careful, and just, I don't know. She just knows that. And when we met Genevieve, she
Is that you?
we had fostered a couple other dogs before that, and she would never let them, like, she was all fun and games, you know, until, like, the dog would try to lay in our bed, and then she was like, no, you gotta sleep somewhere else. I mean, you can hang out, you can have some food, but you gotta sleep somewhere else. Well, when Jen got there, Jen was so frightened. She was like, well, I guess she has to sleep in the bed. And it was the full moon, and when she saw Jen howl at the full moon, because she has a wild heart, she started laughing, and then I knew that, you know, she was happy, and that was her granddaughter. Yeah, we're talking about your grandmama. Yeah. And Jen really, you know, Jen was really helping Lily at the end and giving her so much love. The first stroke she had, she brought her back to life by putting her little tiny snout into the cup of Lily's ear and making the most piercing bark I have ever heard. But it literally brought Lily back. It annoyed her so bad, she was like, whoa, I'm alive again. You know, you knew what to do. You were a puppy paramedic.
Yeah.
But I really think that, you know, like I say, if people can just join me in kind of sending her a tremendous amount of love on the other side, you know, because she really, that was the thing that she lived on above anything else. Turkey, running, you know, anything like that. And one of the things that was really interesting about her is how much air she could catch. And when she was a little bit younger, she did this thing called a flying kiss. It used to scare the living bejesus out of people the first time they got one. Because, you know, you've got this big dog, and it's flying at you, and its mouth is out, and its tongue is flapping in the wind. And all that was going to happen is a big smooch from your chin up to your forehead. And she would be mid-air, you know, boom. She'd get you on the way down, too. I don't know, I mean, I just feel like I feel lost a little bit without her, you know, and I just want to thank everybody for bringing the love here for her today. You know, it was very, very difficult.
A good woman will bring out your best qualities.
Yes, exactly. I don't know if anybody else.
Yeah, I got something to say.
Please.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. With mentioning Lily, it is basically impossible not to mention her love of McDonald's hamburgers. Now, how do I know this? I drive around a lot, so I found this out. So I took to the dentist. So there's McDonald's right down by the dentist. And she said, "Oh, get Lily hamburgers, which not bad, 99 cents, you know." So I didn't know. I said, "Well, how does she eat a hamburger? Does she eat it in the bun? Maybe give it a whole thing?" "No, just give her the patty. Just give her the patty." And so just put the patty there. Put the patty. I've never seen anything like it. Put the patty.
There you go.
It's just like those little games on TV, like a kids game. As soon as you put it in, the whole pack She didn't bite it into any pieces. There was no chomping, nothing. It was just, and it's gone. Now, I figured what I did. I would get 3 patties and see what happens. So it went boop, 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 just like that, 3 in a row. I said, I'm not gonna get any more. I didn't want her to get any indigestion. So, yeah, so she's a great dog. So I know she's up there having patties in the McDonald's in the sky.
Yes, she's in the drive-thru.
The arches.
So let me just play a little.
And now little Jen does it too, but whenever me and Lily would get picked up by John, she would just like jump into the car and just go for kissing. Woo, kiss.
Yeah.
The flying kiss that I was talking about before. And I'd have to, almost every time we get in the car, I'd have to remind her, you have to let the driver drive. You can't just keep kissing. You gotta stop 1 minute, take a breath, you know. It's really been hard for me the last, couple of, I guess now it's been exactly a month since she passed, and I've had a really hard time going to the dog park, It's been really hard for me, and one thing, that's been really sweet, and I just want to thank some of my neighbors for showing up today too. But it's like, Lily loved everybody at 1090 and 1080 Eddie. I mean, the minute we moved there, I knew we moved to the right spot because, like, everybody was dog friendly. And I mean, I guess that goes with the territory when we live across the street from a dog park. But I think there's just something special, and she really found a nice place to be for the last decade of her life. We traveled around a lot before that. Like I said, for, sometime we lived, out even in the wilderness and met wild horses and heard a hungry lioness cry, and that was so intense. She crawled right in the sleeping bag with me. Wild horses she tried to actually herd, and that was really crazy because I couldn't catch her, and I was just like, wow, that is a wild horse. You are not herding it. And I was afraid she was going to get hurt, but she's super smart, and she caught up to the horse too, and I was like, oh my God. And the horse was like, you could tell the horse was like, oh my God, she caught up to me. I just, she's just was best friend, daughter, soulmate, teacher, always reminding me to be soft and loving, which, I can be kind of gnarly, and she was always balancing my temperament a lot, and, even when we were just, when she became so much older that we were just coming down, downstairs and out in front, she was still greeting and getting to know people and sharing her warmth. And, I could only hope to be that warm, in my 80s and 90s and 100s, and still being willing to meet new people and give them a chance and share love. I especially want to thank everybody that was so patient with me in the last couple of months, because those, from November till now have been like the most trying times, and it was really hard. I didn't leave my apartment for, the last couple of months, just trying to make sure that I didn't leave her side, because we both had an awful case of separation anxiety, I believe is what they call it. But, I can't say thank you enough to everybody that came over and really helped and went and got goat milk for me, and, people that brought me food when I was in mourning, and all of that, it really does make it a lot easier. And she wants to thank everybody, because she was really worried about me. She knew that, she was going to be leaving soon, and she was pretty worried about me, when I knew that. But
I wanted to just share a little thing I heard at the Zen Center. Reminded me when Jonathan was playing. The bamboo is happy with its other bamboo family, and they're all happy as bamboo can be in a bunch. And then they get chopped, some of them get chopped down, and they made into a reed. They
Can I
put it
talk
to
after you?
An instrument. So every time you hear a reed instrument, you're hearing the bamboo cry for its family.
Oh,